If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The 11th region tournament is here. It's Brenton and Cameron again coming at you live. We thought that we had so much fun the last time that we would talk to you all again. Central did win the championship, won by double digits. And so they are moving on to the 11th region tournament. And so we have action starting tonight here in probably the next 30 to 40 minutes. And Madison Central will be taking on Western Hills tonight, and it's going to be at Madison Central. And so that should be an exciting game. Central did just get put in the Max Preps top 25.
Bing, bing, bing.
So that's pretty cool for them. They are 17-12 on the season, while Western Hills has a record of 13-10.
And just to throw this out there, 17-12 is by far the worst record in the top 25 for Max Preps in Kentucky. So they must think something pretty solid about Madison Central here, having them putting them back up in the top 25.
Yeah,
and I think go ahead.
They've had a killer schedule, so I think their schedule gets a lot of respect there, and I think that helps them as well with getting in the top 25.
Yeah, they have three what we would say quad one wins. One is Warren Central, number one ranked team in the state right now, 29-1, and we are their only loss. And then we also beat Evangel Christian, who was ranked 13th. They're 18-4. And then we beat North Laurel as well, and they're number 16 right now. So 3 solid wins on our schedule. And like you said, it was a pretty tough one this year.
Yeah, absolutely. So Madison Central, Western Hills, it's going down tonight, 7 p.m. Where are you going to be at? Let us know. So I see a lot of good teams in the 11th region tournament. I think this year is probably one of the most, I don't want to use the word stacked, it's definitely evenly matched throughout the field. We have some schools coming in. Lexington Catholic's only lost 2 games on the season. Pretty crazy. They are on fire this season. Scott County, the tides have turned, and Scott County's actually 6-18. Can you believe it? Not very good on the season. But Great Crossing is also going to be in this 11th region tournament. They're 27-5.
Yeah, they took all Scott County's players.
It seems like they did because the tables have turned. So Great Crossing's 27-5. Lexington Christian 23-9. They actually lost to Catholic in the district championship game. And then we've got the dark horse of the tournament, Frederick Douglass, coming in at 28-2. The only losses they have on the season are to Lexington Catholic and Great Crossing.
So they're pretty dang good.
So they are pretty
Haven't seen them play
good. They play Lexington Christian first game, which is a pretty good matchup. As Lexington Christian made it to the championship game versus LexCath, but LexCath pretty much handled that game. So it should be very, very interesting to see what Frederick Douglass can do. And that may be the team that's waiting on a Central Western Hills winner.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I have the second round going to is Central and Douglass. But I do got to say, I got to remind everybody out there, the 11th region is probably the toughest region to come out of and get to the state tournament. And I'm sure a lot of people know this, but for those who don't, Kentucky has a Sweet 16. There are 16 teams, one from each region that gets in the state tournament. Doesn't matter what size your school is, 6A, 5A, 4A, whatever. We have one state tournament. So there's one team that gets all the marbles at the end. So that's what makes it so special.
Definitely.
So let's see who all's in this bracket. Go ahead and rattle them off again, Brenton.
So we've got Central versus Western Hills. That's going to be tonight. Frederick Douglass versus Lex Christian. I believe that's also tonight. I think all of these games are actually tonight starting at the same time. So it's really kind of like a 11th region madness. Great Crossing in Scott County, which is tonight. And then Lexington Catholic, Madison Southern, which is tonight. So maybe we can dive into the Central Western Hills game a little bit. Western Hills has 2 players that I think we have to mention, Walter Campbell and Javion Campbell. They are actually brothers. And they play at Western Hills. They are big guys. They are sized, athletic.
How tall are they, do you know?
I do not know their height. I think they're both above 6'3", though.
Point guards?
They are inside players, and they pound it in the rack. And so actually Walter Campbell had 27 points and 25 rebounds
Good Lord
in their
Jesus.
triple overtime loss to Great Crossing. So they have a big man that they can go down to, and he cleans up a lot of the missed shots that they have. So Central's going to have to crash the boards tonight.
So Robbie's going to have his hands full.
He's going to have his hands full tonight.
Okay.
And Central really only has one post player that they dedicate to the post. The rest are really kind of 4-out guys. Jaden West is kind of an athletic guy, floats as a forward guard. So I don't know. Western Hills is gonna pound it down low for sure.
Jaden's got to get on the boards, and he's got to be like a Jacob Toppin kind of tonight to really get down there and hop up there and bring him down with two hands. Especially if you've got two guys like that can really bang in the post. So what do you say about this game? You got a score for it yet?
You know, as I'm thinking about it, I overpicked the district game. When we were talking about it last, and I actually picked a pretty high score for that game. But I would probably go tonight. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think a lot of it may come down to who can stop who on second chance points. I'm really looking at Central on that. Can they stop Western Hills from getting offensive rebounds? I'm thinking maybe 54-48 Central.
I like that, yeah. Since I don't know anything about Western Hills, I'm just going to go with my gut here. Say 63-55, Central pulls it out on bonus free throws close to the end of the game.
Ooh.
So that's my score prediction for this one. We really got to stay out of foul trouble and get them in foul trouble. I think that's going to be the secret to winning this game. And then we've got...
I think Jalen Davis has got to have a big night. Jalen Davis, has got to have a big night tonight. He really showed out in that district championship, was definitely the MVP of the 42nd district championship and the tournament. So hopefully he has a big game tonight. I really think Central's game plan is going to be to swarm those big guys when Western Hills gets the ball inside. I think they're going to zone them at times. And I think they may play a little full court press as well, just to speed up the game, to change the tempo and get these big guys moving up and down the court. So really looking for Jalen Davis to have a big game, and Jaden West is definitely going to have to be that guy who helps out as well, because I think Robbie Todd's really going to have his hands full tonight with those big guys down low that Western Hills has. So we're going to see. We're going to be watching it. Shout out to WBON carrying that game. So
live on YouTube.
Next is Frederick Douglass and Lexington Christian. So we're just going to kind of do a pick 'em here, and we're going to run through the tournament, see who we think might be there in the end. So who do you got, Cameron, for that game?
I got Douglass in this game for sure.
Frederick Douglass for sure. Do you have a score for us?
Do I need to do a score?
I mean,
we're going to say Douglass 68-58.
Okay.
10-point spread.
Yeah, Frederick Douglass, they are loaded. They are loaded. And so I do think Frederick Douglass is going to get that done too. Frederick Douglass, the real Frederick Douglass, actually wrote the North Star magazine, and the Frederick Douglass basketball team might be going to the top. So we're going to see. Frederick Douglass, I say yes, 60-52 over Christian. Mm-hmm. And that's going to mean Central Frederick Douglass in a semifinal matchup.
It's going to be a tough one,
man. It's going to be a wow game. Definitely a wow game. That game is going to take place March 4th, 1 p.m., which is going to be Saturday. So that's one of those afternoon games where you just really wake up and get right to it. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be fun for sure. So who we got next?
We've got Great Crossing versus Scott County. I'm going to go ahead and throw out my numbers here. I think it's going to be a huge win for Great Crossing. Probably a 20-point spread. I'm going to go 70-50 on this one.
Great Crossing, 70-50 over Scott County. I agree with you. I do think it's going to be a big game. I think Great Crossing, 65, Scott County, 50. So we agree on 50.
Yep. So we've got Central Douglass, Great Crossing, and we have to find out who's going to win Lex Cath, Madison Southern.
I think we know this.
I think we do.
Lexington Catholic is 30-2 on the season. They are probably the favorite to get to the championship from the bottom of the bracket.
Man, their coach is just I don't know anything about him personally, but he's got to be a genius the way he brings together these teams year after year. He's got them playing to the end of the 11th region tournament all the time. So, yeah, I've got Catholic in this one. Easy win for them.
Yep, and I say easy win for Catholic. They also have the co-11th Region Player of the Year in Reese Potter, and he, along with Jalen Davis, actually won the crown this year. I've got Catholic in a landslide, 75-46, really, Catholic.
I'm going to go 152 to 9.
Oh, my God.
Because I can't stand Berea. I'm just kidding. I used to live in Berea. I don't hate Madison Southern. But
shouts to our listeners in Berea.
Okay, here we go. And then for Great Crossing versus Catholic.
Great Crossing versus Catholic. Wow, what a game that can be.
That'll be an awesome
That is some fireworks there. Great Crossing is really kind of one of those teams that just came on the scene. We really don't know much about them. We know that they're Scott County 2.0 apparently. And so I like Catholic in this still because I just think Catholic has a program. It's about the program, system, program. So I take Catholic in that game. Do you want to do score predictions for the semis?
Well, for this one, I'm actually going to disagree with you, and I'm going to go with the upset with Great Crossing over Catholic. I think, is this the second time they've played?
I don't know if they – so I don't know if they've played this season.
I don't either.
We can look at that.
Let's look it up and see. Because I want to say that Catholic won the first game, but let's see if we can find them. Oh, and just while Brenton's looking, I'll just go over the 44th District Championship. Central beat Southern 57-47. Jalen Davis had 27 points and 13 rebounds. Awesome. Jaden West, 13 points. Robbie Todd, 12. And those were those three guys I'm talking about.
Yep, that's the three.
Where they can just about score at will. And then to talk about Southern, Zach Hudson, he's a baller, had 23 points, 8 rebounds, and Jay Rose had 14 points and 14 rebounds, but it wasn't enough.
Those guys are scrappy.
Wasn't enough, and Central came out with the win, so congrats to Central on that.
Looks like Lexington Catholic and Great Crossing did play earlier in the year, or actually in January, and Lexington Catholic came away with a win. 61-52 in that game, so they won by 9 points in that game. So I could see a pretty close game for sure on this one. Are we going to put a score on this?
Yeah, I'm going to go Great Crossing. I think this is going to be probably around a 55-51. A smaller spread. I think it's going to be a really competitive game, and it's going to come down to defense. A lot of defense.
Gotcha. I think I agree with that. I think Catholic system overwhelms Great Crossing. Great Crossing does have a really good big man inside that could change the game, but also Catholic has a 6'11" big man that can match up with him. So I say 59-50. Lex Catholic moves on to the 11th Region Championship. Who are they facing? Are they facing Central or Frederick Douglass? This is all in our podcast world, and we're just picking them. So who you think?
Oh, well, I'm biased, so I'm going to say Madison Central.
Really?
And,
Madison Central.
Yeah, man, I'm I'm willing them to the final game, so it's going to be Central versus Great Crossing, and I think Central pulls this off by 2 points, 60-58.
Wow. That's a really tough prediction for me. I think Jalen Davis does have the potential to go on a crazy run and go on a run that could send Central to the Sweet 16 in Rupp Arena. I do think Frederick Douglass, who has been there the last couple of years, is really going to be the dark horse, and they can score a lot of points. I'm going to unfortunately have to say Frederick Douglass, I think, is going to be in the championship versus Catholic. I'm going to say Frederick Douglass 64, Central 60.
Okay.
I hate to say it.
Well, there it is.
I love all my Indians out there.
But, about Jalen Davis, he was – I saw this the other day on social media. He was on the first team All-State with Travis Perry and
Lyon County.
From Lyon County.
Lyon County.
Eddyville, son. You been to the prison out there? There is a prison in Eddyville. I used to do home health PT out there, and I drove by it one day, and I was like, man, I don't want to go to prison. It's scary looking.
You got that right.
Eddyville. Anyways, who do you see who else was on that first team, All-State? Besides
Reed
Jalen?
Shepard.
Well, yeah, I saw him.
Was definitely there. Reese Potter.
Was
there from the
okay.
11th Region.
I don't know.
Likes the Catholic, big man.
And he's 6'11".
Yeah, he's a big dude.
What a monster! Golly.
So it should be very interesting. To wrap this up, I'm gonna pick Catholic to win it all and go to the Sweet 16. I just think Unfortunately, when I played at Central and we made it to the championship, we went up against Catholic and they went to the Sweet 16. That was in 2011. But
we threw baby powder up in the air for that game to, we thought we were cool and we were going to do like the smoke, like the LeBron smoke.
Yeah.
And they had to shut down the game a couple minutes into the first quarter because everybody was sliding around on the powder.
Yeah.
They had to mop the whole floor. It took like 30 minutes.
Such an interesting game that
Sorry
was.
about that.
No problem. But yeah, I just can see Catholic, unfortunately, potentially going to the big dance this year.
What's your score on the final?
Score on the final, I think, is going to be a high-scoring game because both of those teams can score. I'm going to say 74-68 Catholic.
All right. Well, we came to completely different predictions. I've got – that's all right, though. You know basketball better than me, but I've got Central and Great Crossing in the final game, and I
love it.
I'm going with the hometown team. Madison Central takes the win over Great Crossing to go to the Sweet 16. And the score, I've got Central winning by 5, so it's going to be 61-56.
I love that. I would absolutely love that. Central hasn't been to the state tournament since 2013. Dominique Hawkins, Kenja Bosley.
No. They went to the state tournament in 2021 with
Cole,
Burt Brown's cousin Cole, or his
Cole
nephew
Brown.
Cole Brown. Man, he's a baller.
That's right.
His mom was my second grade teacher.
Braden Ray.
But unfortunately, they lost to Ballard in the first round. So Ballard got their state tournament revenge from 2013.
True that.
But yeah, so we've been to the state tournament a couple times.
That's good. And that's good to know. And I know Coach Feldhouse has been there multiple times, and I think he's going to game plan with this team. I really think it's going to bring out the best coaching in him. So I think tonight he's going to start it off with a good game plan versus Western Hills,
for sure,
and really hope to see those boys get on a roll. That would be awesome for sure. If they go to the state tournament, you gotta go to a game.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go for sure.
All right.
Yeah, and we got to do another show if this plays out the way I said. We're gonna have to do another YouTube.
If this plays out the way you said, you'll be a prophet, and we're definitely gonna do another show, and we hope you all listen to it too, because we have fun making them.
All right, so good luck, Central. Go Indians. Roll Indians. Tribe.
Roll damn tribe.
Roll damn tribe. Excuse me.
That's what he said. I said Catholic Fred Doug.
Yeah, so I went with my bias. I've got Madison Central going all the way.
Yeah,
hey.
I really don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. But what I don't think is going to happen is Catholic losing.
Yeah, they are 30-2 on the season, so they have a really good basketball team, and they have a really good program. The same system every year.
I am dying to see a Catholic Central final in region. That would be amazing.
It hasn't happened since 2011 when I was a senior in high school, and we got dominated by Lacey Catholic, but they were a very good basketball team at that time. What about Madison Southern playing them tonight?
See, I don't really like to discuss my alma mater because we've never been good at anything except for soccer during my realm. The one thing I have to say about that is we took the state champions that year to a penalty shootout, and that was an awesome game.
Yeah.
Dunbar, my senior year, yes. We had a great record that year. I want to say we went like 20-6, and we were ranked in the state. I had 8 shutouts. We played Dunbar in the first round of region. They scored early, first like 10, 15 minutes. Fluke, guy had a free kick. I made a beautiful save. Somebody was just there to clean it up, tapped it in.
Kyle's over here acting like he can ball or something. What is that? Is that soccer?
I was all-state recommendation.
Hey.
What does recommendation mean? All-state recommendation?
They recommended that I make it, but I didn't. I think that's what that means. But we're here to talk about the basketball tournament. I don't think Catholic loses.
So who do you have in the 11th region? What's your prediction for
the winner or the game, the championship game?
Who are your final 4 teams and then your final 2?
Okay, we'll run through it real quick. Obviously, I think Central takes care of business tonight. We are recording at halftime at the moment, and they are up 10 or 11.
Halftime rewind.
So, first half looked good. Jalen Davis is a baller, of course. I think Douglas takes care of business. I agree with that.
Dark horse in the tournament.
Central and Douglas will be a great game.
Saturday at 1 o'clock.
Really don't know who to pick in that. I just think that'll be a good game. And I don't even have to look at the bottom half of the bracket. Catholic's going to destroy whoever they play.
Yeah. Greater Crossing was the one that we talked about
Crossing
earlier, who Cameron had going to the championship.
Yeah, and I didn't know anything about them until I looked at their record, and Brenton said that it was they lost to Catholic by 9 points, so I think the second time around it could be a very interesting game. So that's why I have Great Crossing in the finals.
It's hard to beat teams multiple times.
The thing that irks me about the whole Great Crossing Scott County situation is that for years, if you take away athletics, just take away athletics for a second. I know they don't, but Scott County needed a new high school 10 years ago. Oh, yeah. And everyone fought this to the end, but it was inevitable, and here we are with Great Crossing.
Here we are, Scott County 2.0 pretty much. And Scott County, sadly enough, had the worst record in the 11th region tournament coming in. So pretty crazy.
I can't remember ever when we were growing up that Scott County was slept on. It's like if you're playing Scott County, you better pack your lunch and get ready.
Well, that was the Billy Hicks era when he had it going with all those star players transferring into the school. So
is it true that they recruit through Toyota? Like they offer?
They definitely did. You know, I don't know if that. I don't know if we can be on the air talking about it, but they definitely did.
Didn't Coach Hicks retire like the year they announced they were opening up a new high school?
I feel like
he's like, all right, fuck
recently.
this, I'm out. Yeah. Wait, can I cuss? Is this R-rated podcast? All right, fuck shit. Right. But anyways,
R-rated, baby.
So they was like, all right, we're finally going to open up a new high school in Scott County. And Billy Hicks said, well, basketball, it's been fun, but my reign is over.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Definitely good times. Definitely good times. I would love to see Central go to the championship this year. That would be really dope.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Like I said, I don't have much to cheer for with the Eagles down in Berea, so
you know,
I'm just gonna jump on the Indians bandwagon for the region tournament if you guys will have me.
We'll definitely have you.
Since you graduated from Southern and you and hang out with us quite a bit, you and Wes Kidwell, I think you guys have been adopted by the Central crew.
Shout out to Wes Kidwell.
You know what I think is really funny is I hang out with 10 times more people from Central now than I do from Southern. There's one person that I talk to, and that's Brent Ramsey. He's the only friend I have from. Well, Caleb was a Berea kid for the longest time.
He went to Berea High School?
So he went to Berea Middle School.
Oh, okay.
He went to Southern, lost his starting because he was a quarterback.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He lost his spot to someone else. I don't think you guys know him. So that's when he's like, well, I'm going back to Berea, and then that's when he went back to play football.
This is no
Shout
shade.
out Berea.
No shade on the city of Berea.
I lived there Berea earlier. You missed it, Kyle.
I lived there for 2 years on old Scaffold Cane Road down in the boonies.
Hey.
I know Scaffold Cane Road very well. That used to be my Blunt Cruise Road back in the day. But, yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about Berea except I'm glad I'm not living there still. So I made it out. Here we are, Lexingtonian now officially, as of a month ago. So,
as a little score update,
thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, Lexingtonians, yeah, for sure. The Lexingtonian salad at Malone's.
So this is actually the second time I've ever worn this.
Brand new watch.
My ex-girlfriend bought me this for Christmas.
Oh, really?
And I have
ex-girlfriend bought it for
twice.
you for Christmas. Nice.
Yeah,
balling on
like
the
to
gifts.
Stun on them a little bit.
Those relationship gifts get real serious.
Yeah, that's really the only thing I miss. Well, two things, obviously, gifts all the time and consistent sex. That's something that's slept on because I'm out here like
facts
grinding for like one a week, bro.
For a married man, that changes for sure.
Gifts, you certainly have to reciprocate. Sex should go both ways.
It should. It should, but does it, Cameron? Does it?
As a score update, Frederick Douglass is beating Lexington Christian right now, 30-14. So I told you guys the Broncos can score. So that's going to be really interesting if that matchup comes to fruition. Central versus Fred Doug in the semifinal Saturday.
Does Ryan Lemon's son actually play? Does he play a lot? Josiah, is that his name?
I don't know.
I know
if
he
plays.
exists, but I don't know if he gets like varsity minutes.
I know.
Is he not related to Dane Key in some way somehow?
No,
He
they're
always
just
talks about Dane
like family best friends. So like Dane Key's dad, I forget his name, it's slipping my mind, but is best friends with Ryan Lemon, and I think they're neighbors. They actually live close to me. They live in Masterson Station. So.
Oh, cool.
Doxed. So Josiah is good friend.
Shout out
Josiah and
Masterson
Dane Key are
Station.
friends, yes, and then Ryan Lemon and Dante Key is his dad's name, yes. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's see. So you said the score update was
30-14. Fred Doug.
Central too?
Central 35-24, up 11 over Western Hills, and I had actually picked
a
the
packed
score
house.
to be 54-48 Central. So I'm on a good track right now. I'm feeling pretty good.
Did you write mine down too?
I didn't write yours
No.
down. I do apologize.
Okay,
I
well, mine
wrote
is
some
in
of
the
yours
audio.
down. But do you have a score prediction for tonight, Kyle? Since you're in the building right now.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'm just going to go 70-48. That looks like a really good score prediction.
70-48.
So I'm going to, let's go 71-27 Central.
I like 70-48 better, but if you want to stick to 71-27,
You know, I don't really want to get.
I'm sorry.
okay. 47.
I hate to get into politics here, but the mascot, the Indian, big time cultural appropriation by the Madison Central Indians tonight. I don't even think
I don't
we can
know
do
if
the
it's
chop
trickled
right
down
now.
to the high schools yet.
It's gotten its
as
worse.
far as the change in the mascots, like the Washington Commanders versus what they used to be known as. So
Yeah.
hasn't really trickled down to the high schools yet. I don't know if it ever.
You know,
will.
I never thought about it much until I lived in Anchorage, Alaska, and like some of my patients were Native Americans, and like I talked to one guy about it, and he was like, "Yeah, man, the mascots and stuff, that shit sucks."
And it's crazy because like all mascots are like named after Native Americans.
Yeah, Seminoles, Chiefs.
Yeah, so Central up 11.
We might cut that out.
No, we'll keep it. We'll
that was
keep
a little
it.
bit heavy.
This is a raw podcast. We come at you with how we're feeling. This is the halftime rewind. This is how we're feeling. Last day of February, Black History Month. Shout out to my people. Cal Dickhouse is in the house.
What do you guys think about what do you guys think about the how much Biden is supporting Ukraine and all?
Oh, God.
I'm just kidding.
Big Dick Cal.
I'm just kidding.
Top 5 hip hop artists all time.
We're just going to jam it in
So
here,
are
Cal.
we?
3
are
minutes
we,
left.
Are we bundling hip hop and rap into the same category? Because I think
Yes.
you can look at those differently.
Yes, we are.
So I've actually realized the other day, and I know because mine
it's on the spot.
Mine changes a lot based on my mood.
I don't know if he was here, the hip hop podcast, so we'll definitely get him on the next one.
But Lil Wayne is my number one.
Oh.
Lil Wayne's my number one.
Carter
And
6 on the way.
It switched between Kanye and Nas and Biggie. It's been all of them in the number one spot. But ultimately, Lil Wayne is the best rapper of all time.
Ooh, I
And
like it.
And here's someone I had in my 5 slot that's moved up as well. Andre 3K at number 2.
Really? Not enough work for me, unfortunately.
I think everything he does is
he's in my
gold.
top 10.
And
But top
yes,
5.
Outkast was great, but Big Boy held him back.
Interesting take there.
Number 3, Nas, of course, got to be in the top 5. Number 4, Biggie, and number 5, Kanye.
Wow, Kyle
So,
just came in with a
I'm
strong,
going Lil Wayne.
strong list.
Andre 3K, Nas, Biggie, and Kanye.
No Kendrick in your top 5.
Kendrick is top 10, but
Wow, Kendrick's my numero uno.
and I won't
we did.
and I won't argue with
We need to do the hip hop bracket. We need to do a hip hop bracket. Got you. We need
and
to do
I
that.
won't argue with anybody that has Kendrick high. I won't. There are songs that I really like. There are albums that I like, but for me, I just don't. I don't know. It's too storytelling. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but to me, I like Lil Wayne shit. Like I like when
I
he
like
talks
Lil
about
Wayne.
dumb shit and just makes stupid rhymes.
Kendrick, Jay-Z, Drake, Kanye, Lil Wayne is my top 5. Lil Wayne definitely makes the top 5. Kanye makes the top 5.
And I would have
Was Jay-Z in your top 5?
I would have Jay-Z in my top 10. See,
Not in the 5 though.
So you're
and
3
Billboard
or 4
put
that
him
were
at number 1. Billboard Hip Hop put him at number 1. Just to say.
Let me reiterate that Billboard is a fucking retarded ass entity. What are they? I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know how
That's
they
trash.
vote on it either. So, but Jay-Z's definitely has to be top
Jay-Z's
5.
top 10. Jay-Z's top 10.
And honestly, Biggie was in my top 5, but I had to remove him just for Drake.
You know,
to be honest, and I hate to say that, y'all, but I did.
People aren't gonna love this take, and I'll say it, and I'll say it every day. Tupac is the most overrated rapper of all time.
Tupac's number 8 on my list. I think he has to make the top 10 because of his impact on hip hop.
Overrated.
I had Tupac in my top 5. I did with Biggie, Kanye, and here goes Kyle making a face at me.
The hottest take,
it
comes from Kyle Dickhouse on the halftime rewind. It's crazy.
Well, it's probably because I think I have Tupac in my top 5, and it's like personal for me because I started listening to him. He was one of the first rappers that I ever like dove into his discography and like listened to like a full album. So that's why I have him in my top 5. But he did made a lot of he did a lot for hip hop in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's why I have him up there. Historically, he did a lot.
For sure. None of us
Game's back on.
So we love y'all. Kyle Dickhouse, thanks for being with us.
Absolutely.
B-Cov and Cam coming at you live.
I'm glad that me and Cameron are friends again, and now that we've rekindled this friendship, maybe I'll be invited to the next watching party.
We'll see. Depends on what you say the rest of the night. You want to sleep over?
You know, I've got stuff.
Da, 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 cultural appropriation.